Welcome to another edition of Natural Hair Rocks with Lola. I'm your host tonight, Lola Thora, natural hair blogger, author, and also a public speaker. I help you take out the stress, the struggles, and the overwhelm from your natural hair journey by giving you simple steps that you can follow to help you grow healthy, beautiful, natural hair. So tonight I will be talking about 5 reasons why your natural hair isn't growing. Morenike, thanks so much for joining. Feel free to share the video. So 5 different reasons why your natural hair might not be growing. So you might be doing everything right, and just so you know, your natural hair grows. Your hair is fine. That's good. Your natural hair really, it's growing. As long as you're living, then your natural hair is growing. But then the thing is, why are you not able to retain the growth? So you only see growth from retention of growth. And if you're not able to retain, then you would not be able to see the movement. So the inches, the length of your hair, you won't see any movements in the inches. But there are reasons why, and that's what I'll be sharing with you tonight. So the first reason why your natural hair isn't growing is because of lack of moisture. And when I say moisture, moisture is you making sure that your hair is getting enough water. Imagine even you as an individual, imagine if your body is dehydrated. There isn't enough moisture, there isn't enough water in your body. And if you don't have that, it's going to be dehydrated, right? So number one reason is not having enough moisture in your hair. And if you've been listening to some of my or watching my videos, you would know that you should have a regimen whereby you are able to introduce water to your hair at least every other day, if not every day, depending on what might be going on with your hair. So the first one, like I said, is lack of moisture. So make sure you're giving moisture to your hair. So the goal of this video is just for you to go through the steps. So go through your own regimen. What are you doing with your hair? So just be honest with yourself, because this is just for you to be able to assess where you're going or what you're doing and what you need to do more of and what you need to stop. So if you're going through your regimen and you know that you're not giving your hair enough moisture, then that's number one. You want to make sure that you're giving your hair enough moisture by spraying your hair with water or leave-in conditioner. So lack of moisture is number one. Number 2 reason is not drinking enough water. Even for you, like I said, if your body is not getting enough water, you're going to be dehydrated. And hey, when I say water, I am not talking of soda. I am not talking of pap. I'm talking of pure water. So you cannot use soda as a substitute for water. No, that's even more sugar. What I'm saying is making sure that you're forcing yourself to get that water. And even for me too, sometimes it could be a struggle, but you just have to be conscious of it that, hey, I need to get my water. I need to be drinking. So you can just get it right there. So for some people, if you're at your job, early in the morning, you go to your cafeteria, you have your jug or you have your pitcher and just fill it up with water. And if you know you're finding it hard to just drink, just plain water, get some fruits. So maybe you can cut some strawberries or lemon or lime and just cut it into the water. Just put it into your water just so it's flavored, right? So it's all you being able to trick your mind. If you see that water, if you're able to see the picture of water and you see the fruits in there, you're telling your mind, hey, that water is not just plain water, that water is flavored. And if you have it flavored, then it's easier for you to go grab it and drink it. So make sure you're getting enough water, not soda, not pop, not soft drinks for my African friends. All right. And then number 3 is using too much heat. Some ladies are so addicted to heat. Using heat in the hair. So if you're done with your washing, you always want to blow dry. Some ladies always just want to blow dry. Why don't you cut off that blow drying? So if you're washing your hair every month, every week, so which means that 4 times in a month is when you're going to be using the heat. After a while, it gets too much. So what you can do, if you know you always have to use heat, you can just reduce your heat usage. So if you're using heat 4 times in a month, why don't you just cut it back to maybe twice in a month you use the heat. And you're probably asking, so Lola, what would I do if I don't use the heat? You have to train your mind and also train your hair that you don't need to have heat to have a bomb hairstyle, right? There are different styles. You can twist your hair, you can band it with thread, or you can do bantu knots, or even braid it. So those are the different styles that you can do. What you're just trying to do is, once you're done washing your hair, you don't want to leave your hair like that, because it will return back to its original state, which means it will shrink. So in order to prevent that, that's why you do these styles: banding, twisting, bantu knot, or threading, just so it can lengthen, you can have some length. So that's that. Just make sure you're reducing the heat. Too much heat, it's not good for the hair. And number 4, it could be your genetics, you know. So if your mom didn't have enough hair, so that might just be you got the DNA from her. Just like you might get your beauty from your mama. You say my mama has that. So if your mama has beauty, and then maybe your mama does not also have, you know, enough hair, maybe has a thin hair, so there's also that possibility as well. It might be from your DNA, from your genetics. But if that's it, if that's the case, then the responsibility will be on you to make sure that you take extra care of your hair, so as to retain your growth as your hair is growing, to make sure you retain the growth. So the heat and too much over manipulation, that would also reduce the length of hair that you would have. So reduce, so number 1, lack of moisture. Number 2, not drinking enough water. Number 3, using too much heat. And number 4, genetics. And then number 5, which is the last one, if you've looked at all these 4 reasons and you still cannot pinpoint why, you know, you're like, oh, I moisturize my hair. Oh, I'm at least getting enough water. And 3, no, I don't use that much heat. And number 4, I'm looking at my mama, I'm looking at my sisters. They all have beautiful hair, so why not me? So if you have been able to assess all those different factors, and you know that no, it's not any of that, then you can correct this. But if you've looked at it and you're like, so what's happening? Then you might want to seek professional help. So you want to check out with a dermatologist to see why you are not able to retain the hair, because you're doing all this, you're very hard working, you're protecting your hair, you're giving it all it needs, and you still cannot see the inches moving. Brandy, you're welcome. And you still cannot see the inches moving. Then it's time to seek professional help, just so the dermatologist can examine your scalp, assess whatever is going on there. If there are things that you should be doing, or there are things that you need to stop doing, they'll be able to give that to you, give that information to you, counsel you on what you need to do before you run out buying all these different products and you still cannot see results. So that's it, ladies. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and leave your comments in the box below, and then we can continue the conversation. What has been your own experience? Have you been able to grow your length? Normally for blacks, our hair grows half an inch a month. So which means for a period of 12 months, from January all the way up until December, you should have at least 6 inches of growth. Except only if you are not always trimming every time, right? We cannot be trimming. If we are trimming all often, like every month, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you won't see anything, because you've already chopped off the growth that you're having. So if you're trying to retain length, trying to, you know, grow and have more length, you would have to reduce the number of trims that you will be getting. Okay, so because that can also defeat the purpose. You're trying to get some length and then you're trimming it off, and you won't see any difference in the length. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. If this was helpful to you, and I'm sure this will also be helpful to your girlfriends too, so make sure you tag them in the video and feel free to go ahead and share. Until when I see you again next week, Thursday, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Have a great weekend, and if you are in the US, happy Columbus Day, which will be on Monday. If you are off, good for you. Enjoy your weekend. And if you're not, that's okay. Go back to work on Monday. with a smile because we still have a job. Thank God for that. Audrey, thanks for joining. I'm about to get up. Thank God that we still have a job. All right, ladies, thank you so very much. I appreciate the comments and also the questions. I'll see you next week, Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.